Mike Fairbairn, how to get single notes on a blues harmonica if you're a beginner or if you want to recap. Hone the Special 20, blues harp, 10 hole, key of C. Single note sounds a bit like this. Hole 4 draw, hole 4 draw, sucking. It's 4 and 5 sucking, hole 2. And one sound like that. How do you get to that? If you're a beginner, it's going to sound a bit like this. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but they might sound a bit like that. Don't despair. I'll get some quick tips to get you getting these single holes singled out, because we want them single at first, and later we want to be able to make them not single. And that's where these videos are going, as you'll see if you look. So what does when is it not a single hole? As opposed to, again, not single. The last one was single. Now not single. Now single. And you need to get your ear homed in on that. If you can't hear the difference, listen back to that. Now, if you really want to get a single hole and it's not working out for you, you'll have seen this. This will be on the internet, no doubt. Put your fingers over all the holes apart from one you want. I'm homing on hole 4 here. And you put your mouth uncomfortably right over. And then you know you're getting a single hole. You can get your ear adjusted to that. Another way you can do that, especially if you've got an old harmonica or a harmonica you've just bust or you don't like, you could get some tape and so tape off 3, didn't do that very well. Then tape off these ones too. That's actually, and you can leave that tape on. You can use sellotape, anything you like. Obviously it's going to make it a bit messy. That's good for learning your bends sometimes. If you want to just tape off one hole and try and bend it if you're struggling with getting bends. So, everyone does that. I'm getting a lot of ambience noises from outside at the moment. Friday afternoon in September in the middle of England. So let me show you how to first. It gets complicated, or it kind of doesn't, because there are 2 embouchures. Now, embouchure just means the way your mouth goes onto the instrument, how your mouth adapts to whatever instrument you're playing, whether it's a sax or there's going to be an embouchure of some sort. So let's go with the embouchure on the harp, the blues harp. The best way to think about it is to say this. And imagine you've been asked a question that you don't know the answer to, and you just go, I know the answer to that. And you go, so you hang your mouth open. Right. Drop the harmonica onto the bottom lip. The draw will come up. And you like that. And the tooth line, or the teeth, are going to be hovering somewhere over here. The teeth don't want to be touched, so don't put your teeth on it, but they'll be around there somewhere. Okay. I'm going to show you puckering at first. I play tongue block, but I can pucker. I play tongue block 90% of the time. I'm going to show you what tongue block is with a little gizmo thing in a minute. But let's what's puckering? So puckering, if you're going to like kiss a hard surface. It's puckering your lips, yeah. So but what we don't want is this. You don't want to be like that, because you got to get a lot of, as you saw, you got to get the harp in your mouth. So you get a pucker, but it's the back of the mouth, the back of the lips that are doing it. Hey, the mouth's clever, it'll work it out. So how do you get into that? Now here's a good way that definitely works with a lot of the people I taught. I'm always going for hole 4. We'll talk about other holes in a minute. So hole 4, you're drawing. I'm not talking about how to start and stop your breath at the moment. Just be relaxed, and if you breathe in, that will start the harmonica. You don't have to do much, okay? Just natural breathing in and out will start the harmonica. You don't have to be... You don't have to do that, just natural. But I will talk a lot about breath in another video coming down the road. So to get this single note, you look at hole 4 there. I'm looking at hole 4. I'm going to put the harp right in my mouth, like this. But I centered on hole 4 before I did that. Looked at hole 4, put my mouth right over. You see, you can hear all the holes first. I'm drawing in. Show you that again. Loose. Even for complete beginners, you found a lot of the time they would end up with a single hole. Was if you try and get that single hole, you can't get it. So try the slipping back. Okay, that's for what we call pucker playing. Okay, now I'm just going to show you what tongue block playing is, because although I taught people to play all pucker at first, and then we had to convert some over to tongue block, or they went down the road and they learnt to tongue block further on. If I were to do it now again, I would teach everyone tongue block, but I'm only on the internet, so this is you're gonna have to work from this. Okay, so tongue block. Put the tongue on the harmonica. It's kind of the top of the tongue. You can use the tip of the tongue. The tip of the tongue can get sore. It can get annoyed, but the top of the tongue is very strong. So how do you get the note? Well, this is a little gizmo I've got here, and what it is if you see this Special 20, you see that the front of that comb there, the plastic comb? Am I too close? I need to be close to show everything on this video. I've sawn that off, and you'll need a fine tooth, an old comb, a fine tooth hacksaw, and a lot of patience, because they do snap. I accept no responsibility for whatever mess you'll make making one of those, if you make it. So I'm just going to show you this. And the idea of this is that you're seeing it from the inside here. And as you can see, the hole is on the right and the tongue is on the left. It sounds like this. And it's a heavy way of playing. It gives you lots of advantages. It can feel very awkward at first. It can be tricky to bend at first. But I think if you always do it, it's no problem at all. But the mouth has to relax. Now the thing with tongue block is it kind of sorts the embouchure out for you, because you've got to stick the harmonica in your mouth can't tongue block out here. You can't tongue block with the tongue sticking out. So the harp goes into the mouth anyway. And it will sound like and yeah, it's just playing an intro there, and it's a lot of power, and the tongue is slapping back and forth, and I would have to show you how I'm basically doing that, but the concept is pretty simple, really. You can mess with that. I'll go back to tongue blocking for beginners, and because there's octaves as well, and I'm not doing that just yet. I want to do single notes. So if you're a beginner, if you are a beginner, you've picked up this instrument, you've got this far into the video, 11 minutes, you're thinking, well, hey, I've picked up the harmonica, I'm doing this. And I'm kind of playing, and you are playing, and but we kind of want this. You want to hear every note. You want to hear each note discreetly. Yeah, not. And it's tricky at first, so that's what I'm doing there. So, other ways of getting single notes on this harmonica. Did the fingers. Showed you some tape. Showed you slide back. Another way you can do it is to play on the corner of the harmonica. So if you take hole 1, the lowest hole, if you've got the harp round the normal way, see my holding video, and if you put the corner of the harmonica in your mouth, be careful. I'm drawing in, and what I'm doing is I'm getting, because I'm on the corner of the harmonica. If this is my mouth, I'm on the corner, trying to get as far away from hole 2 as possible. So if I get hole 2 as well, that can work. You can do it at the high end. If you're at the high end, hole 10, breathe in very gently. Like I was saying at the beginning, breathing gently. If I let another hole slip in there, hole 9. So you can access those 2 holes, 1 and 10, with just by playing on the corner. The special tone is a little bit sharp there sometimes, so just be careful. So there again, you're getting single holes there. Let me just check my crib sheet here. I just want to mention another embouchure. I should try and keep this under 15 minutes, this one. We'll come back for a part 2 and a bit more explanation and a bit more carrying on down the road there. There is another embouchure called U-block. The tongue goes into a U shape. Out of the people that I taught, quite a lot of them, only one did that to my knowledge, and he got it straight away, and he could play like that. I think, allegedly, little Walter could do that, but there may be some guys out there that could put me straight on that. I've always wondered about that. I'm pretty sure he could U-block. And Norton Buffalo, who is a great influence on me, U-blocked, and it's a great way, if you can see, yeah, they're playing down the middle, the centre of the tongue. That tongue's gonna form a V and go over the hole. Kind of. That's something you'd have to work out on your own. I can't do that. So I'm just running over 15 minutes. Going to wrap this up. Part 1. Nice single notes. Not single notes. That's thumb block, pucker. Part 2 is going to have another trick for you to check your playing. Cheers, Mike Fairbairn, only blues harmonica.